People might come to Peru to see Machu Picchu because that is the most famous of the Incan ruins in the Sacred Valley of Peru. But let me tell you, that is just simply not true. These ruins here are probably some of the best you might find in Peru. Welcome to the ruins of Pisac. Good morning, guys, and welcome back to another video here from the beautiful city of Cusco. We've actually slept in a little bit. It's like 10 in the morning now, and I just kind of want to have a lazy day because after yesterday's trek to the Laguna de Humantay, I died. I literally died yesterday. So today we're gonna try and take it a little bit easier. There is a town outside of Cusco about an hour away called Pisac, and this town is supposed to have some incredible ruins. It's supposed to be a very cute little town, and it's supposed to have an incredible market, an artisanal market as well. So today the plan is we're gonna go over there to the town. We're gonna go explore what Pisac has to offer, and I'm gonna tell you guys if it's worth it to take a day trip out from Cusco and spend some time in the town of Pisac. So right now we're trying to head to the bus station, so let's go ahead and try and figure out how do we actually get to Pisac in the first place. And we're on our way to Pisac. After a quick 45 minutes just on the bus from Cusco, which I totally slept through, we've finally made it to this beautiful town called Pisac. And there's so much to see here, but first things first, we're gonna try and get up on the mountain and we're gonna try and get a hike started. We're gonna go visit some of the most famous ruins here in Pisac, and from what I've heard, they're some of the most photogenic spots in all of the Sacred Valley. The Sacred Valley is this sort of valley that runs north of Cusco, and that's what we're going to be trying to explore over the next week. But first, let's go ahead and get started on this hike. Right now it's quite level, but I know it's gonna get a lot worse because if you see up there, that mountain, that's what we're climbing to. That is not gonna be an easy hike, so we should probably get it started soon. Well, right here, this sign right above me marks the entrance into the ruins of Pisac. This is the start of the archaeological park, and I know I'm out of breath because I just hiked up that all the way from the bottom of the town up here, and it's already so tiring. The altitude is not helping me at all. It just feels like I'm breathing, but I'm not breathing in enough oxygen. But as you can see, there's a lot more stairs to go. We're gonna be climbing all the way up there, so we have a lot more hiking to do. So let's go ahead and let's keep going. We've just made it past the entrance point where you are required to buy a ticket. Now, the ticketing for ruins in Peru is quite interesting. They've got a sort of set ticket that runs through the entire Sacred Valley. And that includes the ruins of Pisac, and it includes the ruins of 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐿, which is another ruin near Cusco. It also includes other ruins all across the Sacred Valley. That costs 130 soles, and it lasts for 10 days. Now the thing is, you can't buy individual tickets. You can't be like, I only want to see Pisac, I don't want to see any other ruin, I just want to pay for Pisac. That doesn't work. I actually asked him if that's possible. He said it's not. So you've got to buy it as one sort of group package together in order for you to even access even a single archaeological site. Even if you don't use any of the others, you still have to pay for all the others in order to see the one that you want to see. Now, we've just come up here and suddenly this is what shows up. You've got walls and walls covering what is going to be Pisac at the top of this mountain. So of course we've got to climb up. But the reason that they've got so many walls and it almost looks like a fort is because Pisac was very much a citadel. If you look from down here, you see why it's so important. It protects the road that runs through here, and that eventually goes to Cusco, which, remember, is the capital of the Incan Empire. So in order to protect the river, the Urubamba River, which runs just right around here, along with the road that runs through, the Incans built this site here, known as Pisac, in order to protect against anyone who would come and defeat them. Well, unfortunately, the Spanish did, and the Spanish did beat the Incans and took over Cusco. But nonetheless, for centuries, sites like Pisac were so important to protecting the Incan Empire and its capital, Cusco, which is only like a 45-minute ride away from here. I was showing you guys the terraces earlier that were down there that were just incredible, that I was shocked by with that view of the valley behind me. But we climbed up to this level and suddenly this whole thing opens up. There are so many terraces here. I literally cannot believe how the Incans built this. It's literally built right on the side of this cliff. I mean, if you look down here, right here, it's a bit scary, but you can see that is a cliff down there. Like, you jump off that, you'll die. But somehow the Incans, thousands of years ago, without modern technology, without cranes, without any of that, they managed to build this. I don't know how they did it. I just cannot comprehend it, but it is incredible the fact that they've managed to build this entire expansive thing like thousands of years ago. I just cannot believe it. And that's why people keep saying, you know, Incan architecture is incredible. It really is, because the sheer size of what they've managed to build based on the technology they had thousands of years ago just doesn't match up. It's just incredible, and this is just the first part of it. We haven't even gone to the places where people lived. There's a hospital later on. We haven't even gone to that part, and I am already blown away by the beauty of this place. Now, I thought up here in the Andes, in the sort of majestic mountains and ruins of Pisac, there would be no place to rest, but I have to say, the facilities and infrastructure here is great. They've got these nice, beautiful little sheds where you can just sort of sit down, rest, and look at the view. I mean, I can just sit here for 2 hours and look at that view out there until I'm happy. That is crazy to me. I mean, this shed is so perfectly placed. Look at what I'm looking at right here. I mean, is this crazy or what? But we're slowly and steadily making our way up. This is the first sort of shed we're staying at, but we're gonna keep going. We're gonna go up to the very, very top. That's the goal today. But still, I'm surprised they managed to build this here. I mean, it's not an easy hike up. Imagine bringing all the materials up here. They don't have tractors to bring up this sort of wooden shed here. So very, very impressive. And we're gonna keep going. We've made it all the way up here near to the top, and I'm just realizing they actually have houses, the old Incan houses, built in on the sides of the cliff. I mean, look at that. That is just crazy. The fact that they've managed to build houses that are so steep on the mountain. The Incans were really, really great engineers. I have to give it to them. How do you move that many rocks up from the bottom of a valley to the top here where you are climbing at least, 500 meters? I mean, imagine doing that every day just to build a citadel. They must have been very, very powerful and very resourceful in order to get this done. And I have a lot of respect for the Incans who managed to build this expansive, protective fort right here over the sacred valley. But this view, I just cannot get over how beautiful this place is. We have finally made it to the most important part of the ruins here in Pisac. This is the main temple. This is where all the religious ceremonies took place. And right behind me, there is that arch over there. That is the temple. So the king, the Incan king, would often come here and he would conduct his rituals. The sacrifice table is actually up there. Now, we can't get close to it, it's sort of cordoned off, but nonetheless, this is the most important part of all the ruins here in Pisac. Now, something I found really interesting is that not only are the ruins great, but their engineering system is just incredible. They have a water purification system so that when people come up to celebrate the rituals, they have to purify themselves and wash themselves based on this clean water that sort of runs through these canals down here. It's incredible that to this day, water still runs through them, and it's clean, clear water that people can use to clean themselves, and you can even drink out of it. That is just incredible. Incan technology is really something out of this world, and if the Spanish hadn't destroyed it, who knows where we would be today. But from here, you can go up higher, but I think that's it. So we're gonna keep going down. We're gonna go visit the local people's town of the old ruins of Pisac, and from there, we're gonna go back to the modern town. So let's go ahead and start heading downwards. Now, just now, up all the way up there, we've just come down. Up there was the place where the nobles lived. It's where the rich people would live. It's also where the king would go and visit. That's where the main temple was. Down here is the actual town of Pisac. So that is where the local people, the traditional people, the peasants would usually live in this sort of accommodation here. And I have to say, it's a pretty nice view. Now, what's interesting is that the name Pisac comes from the name of a bird. It's the name of a Peruvian bird, and the Incans gave it a name, Pisac. So that's why this town is actually named after this Peruvian bird. But from here, we're just gonna head down to the road. So that's gonna be it for Pisac ruins. Let's go ahead and head down to the main road that should take us back to Pisac. Well, that is a long way down, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Let's do it the Incan way. Let's hike all the way down. Well, good news, actually incredible news. We've actually made it down onto the road. I got stung by a cactus, I fell a few times, but we've made it and we're back on the road. The plan now is trying to get either a taxi or a motor taxi back into the town of Pisac. That is going to be a challenge in and of itself, but let's go. Gracias. Yeah. Well, by some miracle, we found a motor taxi. The guy was super friendly. He actually, the way I was coming down the mountain, he was going up for another customer. And what he did, he looped around to bring me down here for a price of 5 soles. What an incredible man. I mean, he was so honest. He could have totally ripped me off. I was so desperate for any ride. There's a high demand for a motor taxi service from my perspective, but what a nice guy. What honest people here in Peru. Well, we are now in the center part of the city. I want to show you guys some of the artisanal sort of markets here. So let's go ahead and check some of those out. There's a lot of local sort of art and artwork that's probably worth checking out when you're here in Pisac. So let's go to the center of town and see if there are any markets still open. Pisac, like I've said, is famous for their artisan markets and their artisan clothes, artisan masks, music. Everything is very traditionally Peruvian. Pisac used to be a big manufacturer of those things. We're currently at the Mercado Artesanal, the artisan market here in Pisac. Luckily, it's still open even though the sun is about to set. So let's go ahead and check out what they have on offer. All the traditional Peruvian artwork. That is incredible. That's what you come to Peru to buy. I have to say the artwork here in Peru is very colorful. It comes in all different colors. I mean, just look at the little pom-pom balls on the top of the market. It's so cute. It's so beautiful. And actually the prices here aren't bad. So actually, if you want to buy something, I would suggest you buy them here rather than Cusco because the prices here are probably lower. But a lot of very, very cute things. If you want a Peruvian souvenir, whether it's like a poncho or like a bag or a bowl or some sort of Peruvian artistry, this is actually a great place to come and buy something. You'll be supporting the local community, a local community that is famous for their artisan work here in Peru. It's high quality, very good, very beautiful, very colorful, and in my opinion, definitely worth it. What a beautiful little market here in Pisac, just to check out on the road actually up to the ruins themselves. And just like that, the sun is setting right behind me, and we are back at the main square here in Pisac. And I have to say, this place is beautiful. There just is nothing like it in the world. Those ruins, crazy beautiful. It's a must do. I'm honest, you must come here when you are in Cusco. And it's so close, it's only 45 minutes away. Why wouldn't you come here? You must be crazy not to want to come to this beautiful town. It's incredible, it's beautiful. It's probably one of my favorite places here in Peru, and the artisan market here is also beautiful. Buy clothes, buy souvenirs, support the local community here because they are friendly and they are amazing. In my opinion, Pisac is absolutely worth it as a destination when it comes to ruins, when it comes to culture, even the town itself. It's a beautiful, like, magical sort of old colonial town charm to it, and you can see the ruins. The terraces are still right above me as the sun continues to set behind the mountains. But that's going to be it for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more food and travel videos. What an incredible day it has been here in Pisac, and if you ever get the chance, do come here. It's only a bus ride away from Cusco, and it is definitely going to be worth your while. With that, I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye guys.